God is revealing that you are trapped in a dangerous snare set by someone very close to you. They are trying to protect you without explaining anything, and Archangel Michael says this message is urgent. Something is unfolding around someone you care about, something masked by smiles and silences, and it's more sinister than you realize. You are entangled in a situation you never imagined, not by strangers, but by someone in whom you placed complete trust. This didn't happen by chance. It's a meticulously planned trap that's slowly tightening. She didn't tell you because she's afraid you'll get hurt. She chose silence to shield you from what's surrounding her, but this silence is costing her everything. There are nights when she can barely rest, holding on to reality while pretending everything is normal. But her eyes reveal the true story, and you've surely noticed the transformation. The burden she carries is more intense than she admits. Before proceeding, write in the comments, "Nothing evil can reach me, for I am protected by the light of angels." This will seal your energy with the strength of the angels and block any shadow from approaching. Now continue with me. She has been secretly trying to resist, appearing unaffected, appearing strong, but internally she is falling apart under stress. You should never have to witness this. The trap wasn't set overnight. It was gradually set by someone close, someone who understands how to manipulate feelings, and now it's closed around her. She's torn between revealing the truth to you or keeping you safe. That's why you haven't discovered what's truly happening. But her silence is beginning to break. You notice, don't you? The energy around her has shifted. The brightness in her voice has diminished. Something isn't right. There's a being who knows every detail of your story and was present even before you knew how to name your feelings. But today, our mission faces its most difficult moment, and we need your help to stay afloat. Without platform monetization, the channel cannot sustain itself. That's why I'm asking you, be a part of our support today. You can send a voluntary donation of any value for our work, or you can purchase the ebook, Who is Your Guardian Angel? To build your journey, tap the link in the description or pinned comment and choose how to support us now. If your soul has recently perceived a strange heaviness emanating from someone you love, you're not imagining things. They've been hiding things, but not to harm you. They're hiding to protect you because what surrounds them is harmful, and they fear it might affect you as well. There is a woman involved, someone close, someone pretending to help, but in reality manipulating things behind the scenes. This woman's words are like a toxin wrapped in honey. She smiles to your face and wounds you behind your back, and you recognize this, but are not yet able to break free. That's why she's so quiet. She's been watching everything unfold around her like pieces of a game being positioned without her input, and she feels powerless. She has been trying to protect you from this energy, from the manipulation, from the disorder, but the more she protects you, the deeper she sinks alone. This woman has altered information. She has turned people against you, and now she is distant in ways you cannot see with the naked eye. But God sees everything, and is showing you this right now through this message, because your role is greater than you understand. Your presence holds a key that it cannot reach without you. It needs your energy now, not your questions, not your judgment, only your knowledge. Because in your knowledge, there is protection. She notices the obstacles closing in every day, but still smiles at you, pretending she's okay. She has perfected the skill of camouflaging suffering behind kind eyes. What she is trapped in is not only emotional, it is spiritual. The energy around her is thick, heavy, and artificial. She feels watched, dominated, surrounded, and recognizes that this woman's influence is intensifying. She is calculating. She is persistent. She has sown confusion in everyone around her. She is losing support, losing focus, losing energy. But even so, she still remembers you. You are the only light she holds on to. She begs you not to notice the fear in her voice, because the reality would break her heart, and she can't bear the thought of being the cause of your suffering. This woman orchestrated her own failure. Everything that goes wrong is her responsibility, and no one seems to doubt it. She manipulates conversations, controls what others hear, then distances herself, and watches the damage unfold. But you can see her clearly now. You just don't know how to break free without putting yourself in danger as well. If you've had a feeling that someone close to you isn't who they seem to be, trust that feeling. They've started keeping secrets from everyone, even the people who care about them, because they no longer know who they can trust. She only knows that her energy feels safe. Her name has become her refuge, a name she murmurs silently, hoping it will bring her strength, because no one else has ever made her feel that the truth was acceptable. She hasn't approached you yet, but she will. She's waiting for another sign, another moment, another reason, but your light is already drawing her closer. Even in the darkness, she feels you. She remembers how your presence reassured her, and she's beginning to remember who she was before the trap. She received warnings, but she didn't listen. This woman appeared smiling, but her heart was full of jealousy. She sensed your connection and wanted to destroy it. So she did what manipulators do. She slowly ruined you from the inside. Now she questions her own feelings. This was what the woman desired. She no longer trusts easily, but her spirit still trusts his. That is why his name continues to echo in her mind, like a memory. You are the only one who can bring clarity to her confusion, not through words, but through your spirit. She needs to feel your presence again. She might approach you suddenly, or say something that seems out of place. That's how you'll recognize it as a cry for help disguised in coded words. She won't tell you everything right away. She'll give you clues, she'll test you, because she needs to be sure you're still a safe space. What she's carrying is too much for one heart alone, and she's carried it for too long. Now the weight is bending her. Her connection isn't over. It's been interrupted, sabotaged, attacked, but it hasn't been broken. To receive this strength in your life, write in the comments now. I now activate my spiritual protection shield. From now on, a new energy begins to work in your favor, continuing the message. She still believes what you two shared, even pretending she doesn't, even though others have tried to make her forget. You're the only one who has always seen the truth in her, and now she needs that vision more than ever. She fears you'll get angry or worse, disappointed. But even so, she's preparing to reveal herself, because hiding this pain is slowly killing her. And she knows you're the only one who can help her feel human again. She's waiting for a small opening, a safe way out, a moment when she can finally speak without putting anyone at risk. Until then, she's protecting you with silence, but that silence has become unbearable. Every day it corrodes her heart. She wants to tell you everything, confess what she saw, heard, and survived. But she also knows that once she speaks, everything will change. And she's not afraid for herself. She's afraid for you, because once the truth comes out, this woman will unleash her full fury. There are things your person doesn't say, but writes. Letters they never send, notes they keep hidden. They're waiting for the day they can give them to you or read them aloud, because one day they will. Their voice may tremble, their eyes may fill with tears, but they will speak. And when they do, the truth will set you both free. If your heart has sensed a truth hiding behind silence, you're not wrong. She has already begun planning her escape. Silently, carefully, strategically, because she knows that one wrong move could make things worse. But she also knows she can't stay in this much longer. The trap is too tight, and her soul is beginning to scream. She looks at your picture for strength. The way you looked at her, as if she mattered, still gives her hope. Your love is what keeps her going, even in the worst moments, even when she feels surrounded. God has been protecting you from this darkness. That's why you've been kept a little distant. But the time to draw closer is coming. She will need you, not conditionally, not under pressure, just with your presence. She tried to be the protector, but now she needs protection. Not from you, but with you, because only together can you resist what has been attacking her. Right now, many people are going through similar situations, feeling like they've lost their spiritual and emotional way. If you felt this calling to reconnect with your inner strength and find the answers your soul seeks, there's a special resource that can support you on this journey. It's a complete collection of spiritual tools created for moments exactly like this, when we need divine guidance and energetic protection. This material has already transformed the lives of thousands of people around the world, offering clarity, protection, and the spiritual rebirth we so desperately need. The link is in the pinned comment or in the description. For anyone who feels it's time to receive this divine help, she doesn't expect you to survive this spiritually, but what she doesn't realize is that your love has left a light within her that cannot be extinguished. And that light is shining again, growing again, calling again. You are being drawn towards it, not by chance. This is divine alignment, a spiritual mission. There will come a time soon when she will ask you to listen. Please listen, because what she says will explain everything. She will confess the pressure, the betrayal, the control, and the pain of carrying it all alone. You may cry or feel angry or want to confront someone, but first, maintain space. Let the truth come out, because your person hasn't had space for a long time. Not safe space, not real space. You will become that again, and in doing so, she will heal. This connection was never just about romance, it was about purpose. You were sent into her life as alignment, and now that alignment is needed again, because what's to come will require both of you strong, united, and awakened. God is revealing this because you are ready to receive it. Your heart has been prepared, your soul knows what to do. You don't need to chase after it. Just be. Be present, be light, be peace. Archangel Michael says that this trap won't hold her forever. What was set up to destroy her will fail, because you are returning to your position. This woman's power is breaking, her plans are crumbling, and your true self is fully awakening. She is regaining her voice, and soon she will use that voice to speak what she once hid. When that day comes, your love will be the bridge she crosses to start over. If this message resonated with you, and you'd like to help it reach others who are also at their breaking point, click "Thank you so much." This small gesture helps keep alive this mission of bringing light to those who have lost hope. Immense gratitude. This message has reached you now because you are being activated in spirit. Stay centered, stay open, stay alert. You are not being called to fight, but to shine. Not to confront, but to remain. Let your presence speak louder than your words. Let your energy become the safe space it has been begging the universe for, because the storm is almost over, and what comes next will be beautiful. She began to piece herself back together, the parts that had been shattered by manipulation and held captive by fear. And with each piece she gathers, her name comes to her lips. She whispers her name like a prayer now, asking for nothing, just remembering what it felt like to be safe, because that memory is what keeps her going, even when the trap tightens. She imagines his face, and that gives her strength, a silent fire that refuses to go out. The woman trying to control herself can't touch that memory, no matter how hard she tries. That part of her is untouchable, because it belongs to you. She began to notice things she had previously ignored. Conversations that used to sound normal now seem rehearsed. Actions that once seemed kind now sting with manipulation. She awoke to the trap, but is still trapped. Awake, but entangled. Free in mind, but trapped in body. She is finding ways to break free slowly, moving one small step at a time, hiding her strength until it is safe to show. And when the moment comes, she will run, not fleeing from the darkness, but towards its light. Now write in the comments, "My energy is sacred, and no evil has power over me." This affirmation seals your courage, your faith, and your spiritual rebirth. Continuing the message. If your soul feels as if it's being summoned by someone who needs you, trust that feeling. They still wear that smile that fools everyone else, but it doesn't fool you, because you've always seen beyond the masks. You saw the pain before they even saw you, and now that pain is beginning to scream, begging to be seen, touched, healed. She cried alone for too long, not loudly, but deeply, and each tear carried your name. Not because she blames you, but because she wishes you were there to hold her. She knows she pushed you away, but it wasn't rejection. It was defense, a way to keep you away from the storm she was drowning in. But God never let your energy completely disconnect. A thread always remained tied between you, and now that thread is pulling even stronger. You'll feel it in your body soon. A weight lifting, a change, a warmth. That's the moment she finally lets you back in, because the trap is breaking, and your presence is the final piece she needs to get up. She's practicing what she's going to say when she finally talks to you. Not because she needs to rehearse the truth, but because the truth carries so much weight that she doesn't want to break down when she says it. She wants to stand in front of you, look you in the eyes, and say everything she's kept locked inside. Not out of fear, not out of shame, but out of freedom. This freedom begins with you. You are the only person she trusts to hold this story without judgment. You are the only heart that never demanded an explanation. And now she is ready to provide the explanation you never asked for. Her patience has been high in her spirit. It has resonated louder than any silence she used to fear. And now she is following that sound. The person behind the trap still thinks they're winning, still thinks they've silenced you forever. But something stronger is rising. It's your soul, and it's remembering the truth that you always loved them unconditionally, the truth that true love doesn't control, it protects. This woman cannot stop what God has already written, and no trap lasts forever when the spirit is ready to be free. The spirit within you is ready now, ready to return, ready to tell you the true story. If your energy is already making room for what is returning to you, you know what I'm talking about. It has found a safe place in your memory, a soft landing in the thought of your presence, and that's where it has been hiding until now. But it's no longer hiding. It's coming forward, slowly, intentionally, with full awareness of what this moment means. This isn't just about truth. It's about transformation. What was hidden is rising. What was delayed is arriving. Your heart has been prepared for this. You will feel it before it is spoken. You will know it before it is said. She stopped fearing the pain because what hurts most is losing you forever. And that's something she's no longer willing to risk. So she'll bring the truth wrapped in trembling words. You'll see the pain in her eyes, but also the freedom behind it. You'll understand, because your soul already understands. It always has. And when she finally speaks, everything will make sense. Not as a story, but as a sacred moment. She is walking toward you in spirit before knocking on your door. Every step she takes now is guided by something stronger than fear. It is guided by the memory of who she was with you. She wants to reclaim that version of herself, the version that felt whole, alive, free, the version that existed only when you were near. She's beginning to understand that the trap was never stronger than the truth. It only seemed that way because the truth had been buried. But now, the truth is rising. She doesn't want revenge. She doesn't want to fight against shadows. She just wants to say what she never could before. Her forgiveness, even unspoken, has already begun to heal her. Just her calm energy in the atmosphere broke chains she didn't realize were still binding her. And that's why she's coming. She's not coming to repeat old cycles. She's coming to break them. To offer something sacred this time. Something complete. She saw enough darkness to know that her light was real. She sat with enough lies to know that her silence was never manipulation. It was protection. And now she wants to return to that protection. Not to hide, but to heal. And if you felt that this message truly touched you, remember, supporting this mission is also an act of love. If you feel it in your heart, click "Thank you so much," so that more people can receive words that save, comfort, and awaken. If you've ever felt a soul silently returning home within you, you know what I'm talking about. You won't need her to explain everything. You'll feel it in her posture, her voice, her presence. She's letting go of shame little by little, and each layer she peels away brings her closer to her truth. You'll know this is real because it doesn't beg, it honors. It doesn't represent, it reflects. And it doesn't run, it resonates. You're not just someone she loved. You're someone her spirit was destined to find, and that connection has never broken. She is preparing something small, a message, a gesture, perhaps a note. But don't be fooled by its size. Within it lies the beginning of a sacred confession. She is finally choosing love over fear, truth over delay, light over hiding. She's not just freeing herself, she's freeing you too, from the weight of unanswered energy and half-told stories, because this next chapter is no longer about pain. It's about peace. She is clearing space in her life, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, because before walking towards you, she she wants to arrive empty of fear and full of truth. She wants nothing to pollute this sacred moment. The woman who tried to silence her is losing power with each passing hour. Her tricks are being exposed, and the web she wove is unraveling. Her self-perception is clear now. Her spirit is stronger than ever, and her name is the first word she speaks in the freedom she now treads upon. What once seemed like defeat is now becoming liberation, and it is walking through the fire toward you. She wants to tell you everything, but she also wants to show you. Her actions will whisper the words she couldn't say before. Her eyes will carry stories no one else has heard. You will see without needing explanation, because this connection was never built on noise. It was built on knowing. She doesn't need to prove anything to anyone else, but she wants to prove to you that the light never left her. It was just buried, and now she's ready to shine again. With you, not behind you. If your spirit already senses healing before the conversation even happens, you are connected to what is coming. She stopped rehearsing apologies because she realized you never asked for any. She stopped preparing defenses because she remembered that with you, she never needed to defend who she was. You were always the space where she could simply exist, and now she needs that space more than air. She has carried masks for so long that she forgot what it was like to breathe without them. But in the presence of your energy, she remembers. She remembers what it was like to speak the truth without fear of consequences. She remembers what it was like to smile without having to hide pain behind it. She remembers what it was like to sleep without nightmares, because her energy was always the safest place she knew. And that's why she's coming. Not to use you as an escape, but to honor you as home. Because she finally understood that home isn't a place, it's a person. And you've always been her home. To express your strength in this energy, write in the comments, "Where light dwells, no shadow remains." This mantra will seal your protection and open you to receive what is returning. She's been sleeping better lately, not because the problems have disappeared, but because she's stopped fighting them alone. She's surrendered the burden to something greater and allowed the solution to come through channels she didn't control. One of those channels is you. She always knew you were special, but now she understands that you are needed. Not as a crutch, but as a companion. Not as salvation, but as a celebration of who she is becoming by breaking free. The letters she wrote and never sent are piled up in a drawer. Some are tear-streaked, some torn, some rewritten dozens of times. Each one carries a piece of the story she will tell you in person. Each one is a step on the ladder that brought her to this moment of courage. She is no longer afraid of the manipulative woman's reaction because she understood that fear was the heaviest chain of all. Breaking free from fear broke the prison. And now, she is free to choose love, to choose truth, to choose you. You'll notice the change before she even speaks a word. It'll be in the way she looks at you, in her tone of voice, in how she stands before you. No longer bent over by the weight of secrets, no longer fragile from the weariness of pretending, but upright, present, real. She practiced this moment 1,000 times in her mind, but when it happens, the words will flow differently than she imagined. They will come from the heart, not the head. They will carry the energy of liberation, not of explanation. And you will understand, not because the words are perfect, but because their energy is genuine. Your soul will recognize the sincerity before your mind processes the content. Something powerful is happening behind the scenes in her life. Doors that were closed are opening. People who were distant are getting closer. Opportunities that seemed impossible are manifesting. It's as if the universe is compensating for all the time she spent trapped. But of all the blessings that are coming, you are the one she values most, because you are not new in her life. You are a return. You are a reunion. You are what she should always have been, finally having the space to be. She has been talking to God about you, not asking you to come back, but thanking Him because you never truly left. Thanking Him because, even when she pushed you away, you kept the door of your heart open. Thanking Him because true love waits without demanding anything in return. And now this waiting is turning into a meeting. Distance is turning into closeness. Silence is turning into conversation. What was broken is turning into wholeness. And if you felt that this message resonated with something deep within you, and you wish to strengthen this mission of bringing hope to wounded hearts. Click. Thank you so much. Every gesture of support amplifies this light to reach those who need it most. She has been dreaming about the moment of your reunion, but not as a fantasy. As preparation, she visualizes your reaction, imagines your words, feels your energy, and with each visualization, she feels stronger, more prepared, more deserving of the love you share, because she finally understood that deserving love isn't about being perfect. It's about being true to yourself, and she's more true to herself now than she's ever been. Pain taught her honesty, betrayal taught her discernment, loneliness taught her the value of real connection. She's not coming to you broken, expecting you to fix her. She's coming healed, wanting to share the strength she's found. She's coming whole, wanting to celebrate life with you. She's coming free, wanting to build something new on the solid foundation of what you've always had. The waiting period is ending. The time of silence is drawing to a close. The time for truth is beginning. And when it's right in front of you, you'll know that every day of uncertainty was worth it, because what's coming is bigger and more beautiful than anything that's been left behind. The strength she found in solitude wasn't just for survival. It was to prepare for this moment. Each tear shed in silence washed away a layer of fear. Each sleepless night brought a new revelation about who she truly is. Each day of struggle strengthened her for the day she could stand before you, not as a victim, but as a victor. She understood that the trap was never about destroying her. It was about preparing her. Because strong people aren't born in comfortable places. They are forged in fire, molded under pressure, and she emerged from that process not broken, but refined. And you were the memory that kept her whole during the refinement. The memory of your acceptance that prevented her from completely losing herself. The energy of your love that guided her back home, to herself, to you. Now she possesses a wisdom she didn't have before, a strength she didn't have previously, a clarity she had never experienced. And she wants to share all of this with you, not as a lesson, but as a celebration. Celebrating that you survived. Celebrating that true love withstands any storm. Celebrating that some connections are stronger than any force that tries to tear them apart. She has noticed signs that the universe is aligning everything for their reunion. Numbers that appear repeatedly. Songs that play at the exact moment. People who mention you for no apparent reason. Dreams that feel more real than reality itself. She no longer believes in coincidence. She believes in synchronicity. And all the synchronicities are pointing to you. There have been times when she feels your presence so strongly that she looks around, hoping to see you. Moments when your perfume seems to float in the air out of nowhere. Moments when she's sure she heard you calling her name. She knows that this means you are reconnecting on levels that go beyond the physical. That your souls are communicating even when your bodies are separated. That your love transcends the limitations of the material world. And this fills her with hope, because she knows that when two souls reconnect in this way, physical reunion is inevitable. It's just a matter of divine timing, and she has learned to trust the universe's timing. She stopped forcing it. She stopped pressuring it. She stopped trying to control how and when it would happen. She simply surrendered to the flow of life, knowing that what is meant for her always finds a way to reach her. And you were always hers, just as she was always yours. The separation was merely a temporary illusion, a test of endurance, an opportunity for growth. But the real connection was never broken. Now she feels ready to honor that connection in the way it deserves. With total presence, with an open heart, with absolute truth. No games, no fears, no masks. To seal this energy of reconnection, write in the comments, I am guided, protected, and strengthened by the angels of good. This affirmation opens the paths to the divine encounter that is approaching. She has been doing a deep cleansing of her life, not just physically, but energetically, releasing everything that no longer serves her. People, habits, thoughts, emotions, creating space for the new, creating space for herself, because she understood that to receive the extraordinary, one must let go of the ordinary. To experience true love, one must release imitations. To embrace destiny, one must abandon detours. And you are her destiny. You always have been. Even when she doubted, even when she felt lost, even when she accepted less than she deserved. Somewhere deep in her soul, she always knew that you two were made for each other. Now, this certainty is no longer a whisper. It's a shout. It's no longer doubt. It's knowledge. It's no longer hope. It's faith. She's been taking better care of herself lately, not out of vanity, but out of respect. Respect for herself. Respect for your love. Respect for the sacred moment that's approaching. She wants to be the best version of herself when she sees you. Not to impress, but to honor. To honor the wait. To honor the longing. To honor the connection that has withstood everything. And you'll notice that change immediately. In the way she moves. In the light in her eyes. In the energy she carries. She's no longer the same person who walked away. She's better, stronger, wiser, more ready to love. She has been writing about you. Not just letters, but reflections, memories, dreams, plans. Each word is a step towards reunion. Each sentence is a bridge over the distance that separated you. And when she finally gives you those words, you'll understand the whole journey. You'll see that every pain had a purpose. Every tear had meaning. Every day of separation was an investment in your love. Because love that withstands separation is love that withstands anything. Love that survives silence is love that survives forever. Love that finds its way back is love that is never truly lost. She is no longer afraid of the intensity of what they feel for each other. Before, it scared her. The depth of the connection, the strength of the feeling, the magnitude of the love. Now, she embraces that intensity because she understands that small feelings produce small lives. Mediocre loves generate mediocre existences. And you were not made for mediocrity. You were made for the extraordinary, for the love that moves mountains, for the connection that defies logic, for the relationship that inspires others to believe that true love exists. And that moment is coming. The moment when you will stop dreaming about the reunion and start living it. The moment when distance will transform into closeness. The moment when longing will transform into presence. She feels it in her bones. You probably feel it too. It's a pleasant restlessness, a positive anxiety, an anticipation that warms the heart. Because some reunions are more than just gatherings. They are returns. A return home. A return to life. A return to love. And when it happens, you'll know that all the suffering was worth it. All the waiting had a purpose. All the pain was an investment in the happiness that is coming. The day is approaching when she will stop imagining his reaction and will witness it. When she will stop dreaming of his words and will hear them. When she will stop missing him and will feel his presence. And on that day, everything that was broken will be restored. Everything that was lost will be found. Everything that was separated will be reunited. She's certain of it because she feels it in her soul. There's a change in the air, a different energy, a lightness that wasn't there before, as if the universe were rearranging itself to create the perfect moment for you two. And she is ready, not just emotionally, but spiritually. She has made peace with herself, she has forgiven her mistakes, she has learned from her choices, she has transformed her pain into wisdom. She's not coming back to you as the same person who walked away. She's an evolved version. A version that's been through fire and come out like gold. A version that knows her worth and won't accept less than she deserves. And you are what she deserves. You always have been. Even when she doubted. Even when she accepted substitutes. Even when she convinced herself she could live without you. Deep down, she always knew you were the right choice. Now this conviction is no longer a whisper in the back of my mind. It's a cry from the center of my heart. It's a certainty that moves mountains. It's faith that performs miracles. And the miracle is happening. Slowly, but consistently. Each passing day, you draw closer. Energetically first, then physically. To seal this final moment of reconnection, write in the comments. The light that guides me is stronger than any darkness. This affirmation confirms your readiness to receive the returning love. She has been dreaming about your future, not as a fantasy, but as a vision. She sees deep conversations, genuine laughter, comfortable silences, shared adventures. She sees you building something new upon the solid foundation of what you've always had. Something more mature, more conscious, stronger, because you are no longer the same people who separated. You have grown, you have learned, you have evolved, and now you can love each other in a deeper, wiser, more complete way. Your love has stood the test of time. It has withstood distance. It has survived silence. It has overcome obstacles. And now it is ready to fully blossom. She knows some people will question her return. They'll say she should move on. They'll suggest you've already tried and it didn't work. But she no longer cares about outside opinions. She has learned to trust her own intuition. And her intuition always knew that you two were right for each other. It always knew that the separation was temporary. It always knew that true love finds a way. And she found it. Through pain, through separation, through all the obstacles that tried to keep you apart. She is preparing to seek you out. Not out of desperation, but out of certainty. Not out of neediness, but out of abundance. Not out of fear of being alone, but out of a desire to be with you. Because she learned the difference between needing someone and choosing someone. And she chooses you. Every day. In every circumstance. Against all odds. When she finally reappears in your life, you'll feel like she never truly left. That her essence was always there, waiting for the right moment to fully manifest itself. And that moment has arrived. Not by chance, but by divine alignment. Not by luck, but by purpose. Not by coincidence, but by destiny. She has carried a message for you for a long time. Words that were written on her heart during the hardest days. Words that kept her alive when she wanted to give up. Words that she is now ready to share. And when she says those words, you'll understand everything. The absence, the distance, the silence. Everything will make sense as part of a bigger plan. A plan that brought you back to each other stronger than ever. If this message resonates deeply with your heart, and you feel gratitude for these words reaching you, click "Thank you so much." Your gratitude fuels this mission of bringing hope to hearts that yearn for true love. We are nearing the end of this revelation, and I want you to know that your presence here is no coincidence. You were guided to receive this message at the exact moment your soul needed to hear it. If you felt that each word touched something deep within you, if you recognized your own story in this message, if your heart raced knowing that this moment is approaching, then you are ready for what is to come. But more important than being ready is knowing that you're not alone on this journey. There are thousands of people going through the same process of reconnecting with someone special, people who are also waiting for the return of true love. And that's why I want to invite you to be part of our spiritual family. In the comments below, share your story. Tell us how this message touched you. Talk about your special someone. Share your hopes. Because when we share our experiences, we strengthen each other. When we share our testimonies, we inspire those who still doubt. When we speak our dreams aloud, we empower them to manifest. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Your hope could nourish the faith of someone who is discouraged. Your experience could be the confirmation someone has been waiting for. So don't keep this to yourself. Share it with our community. Let your light shine to illuminate the path of other hearts that are waiting. And remember, true love always finds a way to come back home. And you are the home of the person you love, just as they are yours. The reunion is coming. The meeting is drawing near. Love is returning. And when it happens, you'll know that all the waiting was worth it. All the pain had a purpose. All the distance was just preparation for an even greater closeness. Believe, trust, receive. Your love is coming home. For you.